Now we are on the random number generation part of our data analysis Toolpak course. So let's now jump into the definition of what is random number generation tool. Okay, so random number generation creates a number of several types of random numbers, including uniform, normal, Bernoulli, Poisson, patterned, and discrete. So this is very useful if we want to generate a random number that came from a particular distribution. It's very useful in studying, or for example creating a graph of a particular distribution. It make us easier to generate those kind of data, which is the random number that we can use to create graphs, for example like this one, the normal distribution. So let's now learn how to implement this in Excel. So using data analysis Toolpak, of course, we just need to find the random number generation part or tool, click OK, and it will show us this window here for the random number generation. And the first part is number of variables. So for this case, we just selected 1 because we just want to create a 1-column data for the random number. And the second input is the number of random numbers. For this case, I just selected 1,000 random numbers. And the distribution I selected here is the normal. So depending on the distribution, the parameters will be different. But for this one, I just selected normal, and the parameter is the mean and the standard deviation. So if you are familiar with the parameters of normal distribution, the mean is just the average, the expected average, and the standard deviation is the average deviation of each data points from the mean. So for the standard normal distribution, the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. So we just set that up, but we can also change that. And for the random seed, this can help us to replicate our random number, because if we want to replicate the same list of random number, we can set a random seed for that. So we just need to make sure that the random seed is copied, or you replicate, or to make sure that the random number seed is same if you want to replicate that same list of random numbers. Okay, now for the output option, I just click cell A1 here, and when I click OK, it will generate a list of random numbers, and we can use this list of random number to generate the normal distribution graph. Okay, so that's it. So now let's jump into Excel, and let's see how we can implement this hands-on. So let's now go to Excel. Under the random number generator part, notice that we don't have a data here, because what random number generator does is it generates the data. So that is actually what it does. So that is the reason we don't have a data here to analyze. So what we can do now is to go to the data tab, data analysis, and click random number generation. Okay, so I already have the data here, right? So for the number of variables, I just need 1 column of random numbers. If you want more than one, you can just select change this one. Okay, so after that, the number of random numbers that I just need is 10,000. So feel free to experiment of whatever number you want, or depending on how many number randoms do you need. And the distribution that I selected here is normal. And the parameters again is the mean is 0 and the standard deviation is 1. So that is the standard normal distribution. So for the random seed, I just selected 1, 2, 3, 4. This doesn't really matter. So this 1, 2, 3, 4 is just important if I want to replicate that same list of 10,000 random numbers. So that is the only time that this will be important. Okay, so output option, output range, I just selected here C1, but I want to move that to A1. Okay, so after that, let's click OK. Right, so now we already have the list of random numbers. And actually check how many are those. Yeah, we have 10,000 random number that has a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. The average or the mean will be not always 0, of course, because of the randomness, but it will be very close to 0. So now I just selected the whole 10,000 data points, and I want to create the graph of normal distribution. So click the insert recommended charts, and from the recommended charts you can select already the one that looks like random normal distribution, which is this one. Okay, and then click OK. Right, so here you can now see this beautifully simulated random numbers that when plotted very resembles the standard normal distribution. Okay, so that is basically the use of one of the use case that we have for the random number generation from data analysis toolpak.